SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
The next digit, that is a digit number 7, can be dedicated to the another subgroup, say material, the material of the spur gear, followed by a set of digits which are giving the information about the type of material, its alloying elements, and the other material properties if required. Now, how these group technology principles can be applied in the manufacturing, how we are applying the GT in the manufacturing. So we got a cluster of products, we got cluster of machines, and now how to move ahead. So for that purpose, there are basically three modes or three prominent application. The first application is informal scheduling and routing of similar parts through selected machine. So it is informal scheduling and routing of similar parts through selected machines. So we got the cluster, now we have to schedule. So here the scheduling of the operation, here the scheduling of the work operations would be carried out in an informal way, and we are routing the similar parts through the selected machines in informal way. So we are not making any part families, we are getting the similar parts and then informally we are scheduling them for the operations. So there is no formal way we are making any part family, and there is no formal physical cells that will be done. In the next process, we are using virtual machine cells. So this approach is basically consists of creation of part families and dedication of equipment to the manufacture of these part families. We are creating the part families and we are dedicating the equipment or machine tools for manufacture of these part families, but we are not physically rearranging this equipment or the instrument together. So they are in a virtual mode only. So we are creating the part families here. So part families would be made and we are virtually making the cells. So we got the machine tools, but we are not physically changing these machine tools or the equipment. We are just saying that these four equipment which are scattered on the shop floor, and the part would be routed in that the virtual cell. Accordingly, the material transfer plan, material transport plan would be made and the operations would be carried out. This application is having the advantage that there is no need to physically rearrange, that will save a lot of cost, but when we are trying to move the parts inside the shop floor or the tool room, that material transport time and the cost would be high. If the shop floor size is it's quite large, then the transport would be sometimes would be very difficult. That will consume a lot of time and may hamper the production schedule. In third way, we can go for the formal machine cells. So formal machine cells. So group technology is providing us the cluster of products and cluster of machines, and then we are making the part families and we are creating the physical cells. So we are rearranging the existing equipment which are there inside the factory, and we are making a formal cells of dissimilar machines. Physical cells which are comprising of dissimilar machines. We are grouping these dissimilar machines together in the physical cell, and then that cell would be dedicated to that part family, and we can save a lot of time of the material handling, and we can enhance the production capacity. After developing the part families, after using the group technology during the manufacturing, then we are actually starting the manufacturing operation. And when we carry out the manufacturing operation, we are taking help of the computers, and that is called as the computer aided manufacturing. The computer aided manufacturing basically has a software application or employment of a software, and there are computer controlled machineries, CNC machine tools, CNC machines, automated product or part handling equipment such as robots, various electromechanical conveyors, trucks, automated guided vehicles. So computer controlled machinery, equipment, instrumentation, we are taking help of all these things to convert or to transform the raw material into the semi-finished product or the finished product. So basically the CAM, it's a computer aided manufacturing. It is having the software, it is having the machinery, and the post processing, which is converting the tool paths into the machine language. The computer aided manufacturing is very widely used in the industry, and the very popular abbreviation or the short form is CAM. But many a times the CAM, that is a CAM, is also used for computer aided modeling or computer aided machining as well. However, the basic purpose of the computer aided manufacturing is to enhance the productivity. We are using the computers, and that computers are helping us to enhance the productivity, to reduce the errors, to make the components precise, the dimension should be precise, to have the required surface quality or the superior surface quality, to reduce the wastage, to avoid the undue utilization of the materials or the auxiliary things such as coolant, and to reduce the energy consumption. So with this objective, with this purpose, it is very essential for an automation engineer to look at how can we implement the computer aided manufacturing in the factory. So till now we have seen a variety of technological advancements as far as the sensors, actuators, equipment, the drives, variety of power drives, their utilization, their capabilities. Now we need to also look at how can we use the computers for process planning, for making the things workable at the shop floor. So for that purpose, we are taking help of the computer for the designing. So that CAD we have seen in our previous lectures. CAE, that is a computer aided engineering. So it is analyzing the part geometry, it is applying the forces, it is applying the boundary conditions, it is applying the engineering principles and trying to get the required outcome from that CAD drawing, whether it is feasible to produce these kind of products by using existing facility or not, whether this product will sustain in the market, whether the product will carry out its designated operations or the desired operation. So that would be carried out by the CAE. After the designing and after the engineering analysis, that is a computer aided engineering analysis, the next stage is coming, that is a CAM. So CAD is computer aided design, CAE is computer aided engineering, computer aided engineering analysis, and the CAM will certainly take you to the actual transformation, or the CAM will certainly take you the transformation of raw material into its physical state. It is a desired physical state. The CAM softwares or the CAM systems are controlling the machine tools. So what exactly the CAM systems are doing? They do basically replace the handmade jigs with the software. So the softwares are being utilized, which are defining the actions and the processes of the machine that to directly carry out. The CAM systems are converting the drawings. So CAD systems are providing the drawings or 3D models, but there has to be a system which should convert or translate the drawings into the required form. And that form or that data would be utilized to generate the codes or the programs which are controlling the operations of the CNC machine tools, and that we call the CNC programs, GNM code program. So to get the data or to translate the data from the drawings into the detailed instructions that to be given to the tools and the automated machines. So CAD is generating the 3D design of a part or a model, and the CAM is controlling the tools and machines to set up the processes, and it is actually carrying out the production operation. And finally, it is generating the product as per the desired design. So we can list out the functions of a CAM. It is basically used to generate the tool paths as far as the CNC machine tools or the subtractive type of machining operations is concerned, to generate the tool paths based upon the digital models which are created, based upon the 3D CAD models which are created. So we need to generate the tool path according to the drawing or the design made by the modeler. Then actually carrying out the material processing operation, material processing by using the numerical control machine tools. It may involve precision cutting, or it may involve the shaping, or it may involve the packaging, painting, inspection, material processing, and allied operations that would be carried out by the CAM systems. The CAM systems are needed, or they should have the capability to manage the overall production processes. So the entire production processes need to be combined together, and that to be efficiently handled, efficiently managed by a CAM system. Integration and synchronization of various pieces of machinery with CAM software. Whatever the software being utilized in the company or at the shop floor, we need to integrate that CAM software. We need to synchronize that CAM software with the machine tools or the equipment, and that will be done by the CAM systems. To take care of the safety, the equipment safety, that is also part of the function of the CAM system. Computer aided process planning is a very vital, it's very important aspect of CAD CAM. So we are using computers for designing, and we are using computers for manufacturing. Both of things we have seen, but there has to be a bridge, there has to be some sort of linkage between the CAD and CAM, and that would be done by the process planning with the help of computers. So that is called as the computer aided process planning. So planning is very essential. We have to we have to extract the features from the CAD drawing. We have to apply the logic, we have to apply the experience, knowledge on the data, and then we have to reason out. We have to made a process plan, and that process plan will be just utilized by the CAM systems to execute that process plan. So who will do this process planning? So in traditional way, a group of experienced engineers in the industry, they are developing these process plans, they are applying their knowledge, they are applying their experience, and they're coming up with a process plan, and that process plan would be further given to the production planning department, and they are taking that plan for the execution. As I mentioned, when the number of parts are very high in number, product sizes are very high, there are many assemblies, there are many sub assemblies. So to handle the number of parts, it's difficult for a small team. So for that purpose, we have to take help of the computers to automate the mechanism of the process planning, and that is nothing but the computer-aided process planning. The process plans, basically they are determining the sequence of individual manufacturing operations which are needed to produce a part of the product, and the resulting operation sequence is generating the route sheets or process planning sheets, which is having the information about what kind of production operation need to be carried out, what are the associated machine tools that to be utilized to convert the raw material into the semi-finished or finished product for that particular work part or the assembly. So in general, it is envisaged that it is expected that the CAD should be integrated with the CAM. So instead of using the CAD or the CAM softwares in a standalone phase, so these will not work certainly. So there has to be certain mechanism which will integrate the CAD and CAM, and that is nothing but the CAPP. So it is basically the bridge, as I mentioned, between the design and manufacturing, and that is translating the design specifications into the manufacturing process details. So there we need certain translator which is converting the information, the design information into the manufacturing process details. The process plans are important and they should answer the questions regarding the various information which is needed at the shop floor about the process, about the toolings, about the process parameters, their values, and the sequence. There are various steps of process planning. The first step is to analyze the part requirements and then select the raw material. Raw workpiece is to be selected. After that, we need to determine the manufacturing operations and their sequences. So here the actual skill or the knowledge is required. The team has to certainly put their efforts, they have to put all their experience to select the proper manufacturing operation. The same product or part may be carried out by a variety of manufacturing operations, and the team has to certainly look at the variety of options and they have to choose the best one. So for that purpose, they might have to carry out certain optimization as well. So selection of raw material, raw workpiece, and determining the manufacturing operations and their sequence, in which sequence the operations need to be carried out. The manufacturing operation selection is also dependent upon the capacity of that enterprise, the capacity of the tool room as well. So whatever the machine tools, whatever the equipment the tool room or the enterprise are having, based on that the team may or the computer may take the decision to choose the suitable manufacturing operation. If it is not possible with the existing facility, then we have to procure it. So in that case, can we change the design and can we get the alternate design which can be manufactured by using the existing facility? So such decisions are critical decisions are suggesting by this process planning team, and they are helping in collaboration with the CAD and CAM team to get the right process plan which is workable and in the desired time limits. So selection of tools, work holding devices, and inspection equipment. All these information need to be finalized by the process planning team, and that is a part of the process planning itself. In addition to that, the details, the technical details regarding the cutting speed, feed, depth of cut, the setup time, the estimation of the setup time, estimation of the lead time, that is a preparation time, and the actual process time. So recording of the same, monitoring of these times, and based on that, avoiding the bottlenecking. So all these things would be done by the process planning in a stepwise manner, in a phase-wise manner. In the industry, basically two types of process planning systems are employed or utilized. These are retrieval or variant type of process planning, and the next one is generative type of process planning. Now let us look at the details of these two process planning systems one by one. The first one is retrieval or variant type of process planning system. So this process planning system basically follows the principles of the group technology. So we have seen that group technology is generating the part families based upon the design attributes and the manufacturing attributes. So in this process planning system, a standard process plan is created for each part code number. And these standard root sheets, the root sheets which are having information of the manufacturing or the sequence of manufacturing operations, the tools, the jigs required, the fixtures required, the production information, the process parameters, and all manufacturing related information and the sequence is documented. So such documented file in the stepwise manner would be stored. There may be an ideal process plan for that part family as well, because we have seen that the part families are made up of either based on the geometrical attributes, although the part sizes may be different, but their process plan may be the same. For example, in garment manufacturing, the sizes of the garments are different, from small to medium, medium to the large, large to the extra large. The sizes are different, but the manufacturing process sequence is same, material is same, only the size is the matter. So in that case, the process plan is exactly similar, only the machining related attributes or the dimensions are different. So that ideal process plan will be prepared for the each part family, and when new atom or new part is coming into the part family based on its geometrical similarity or the manufacturing similarity, this existing process plan will be utilized to create the process plan for that part. So it is retrieval based. The existing database, existing knowledge in terms of the ideal plan will be taken out, will be retrieved, and that would be edited. That as it is being edited, it is called as the variant process plan. So the retrieval or variant process plan do have the capability of editing the standard plans. So what are the various steps involved in the variant plan? We have to define the coding system, then we have to group the parts into part families, then we have to develop a standard process plan. Here either a team physically will carry out the process planning operation, or there may be the software which are generating the process plans. And then we have to retrieve and modify the standard plans which are available with us. These kind of systems are offering the shorter development time because we are just retrieving the existing plan. The plan is ready with us, and there is manpower consumption is very low. The system we have to just search through based upon the similarity, the way we are searching in our regular computers. In a similar way, based upon the geometrical attributes, the system will search a best plan available with the system, and that would be given to you, and based on that we can regenerate, we can develop the new plan based upon the existing plan itself. However, to have that efficient variant CAPP, the basic process plan or the fundamental process plan must be of very good quality. It must be very robust. It must all inclusive. It should able to inclusive the variation inside that. So therefore, the fundamental process plan or the original process plan for that part family has to be developed with utmost care, with all possible the probabilities to include more number of parts of changes in the size and the shapes. But in many of the cases, this may not be true. The new product or new part which is coming inside or which we need to manufacture would be entirely different. So there may not be any part family matching to that particular product. So in that case, we have to start from the scratch to develop that process plan. So when we are creating the process plan from the scratch, from the zero, that is called as the generative process planning. So when we do this activity, so we are taking help of the various engineering formulae, engineering principles, algorithms, geometry based data, and based upon that we are generating a fresh process plan, a original process plan for each and every part that will be added. So for that purpose, the system is automatically synthesizing process plan for the new component, and since we are generating a fresh, we are creating a fresh, it is called as the generative type of the computer aided process planning. So what are the information required to generate a process plan in generative type of process planning? We need to have the technical knowledge about the manufacturing, and we need to develop an expert system which will convert the logic used by successful process planners into computer programs. So here we are trying to replace the human beings with the computer systems. But who will train the computer systems? The computer systems are being trained by the softwares or the programs, and the programs are nothing but a set of rules. Set of rules are based upon the experience or knowledge gained by the experienced people on the shop floor. So we need an expert system which will convert the logic used by successful process planners into computer program, and based on that codes, based on that rules, we have to generate a new process plan. The second information needed as far as the generative process planning is the description of the part in compatible way with the computers. We are having a lot of alphanumeric data, maybe in the format which may not be directly useful for the computers. So we have to convert the raw data in terms of the process plan into the format which is compatible with the computers. So for that purpose, there has to be a conversion system. There has to be a standard way of converting the raw data into computer format. For that purpose, we need to write certain programs as well. The data may be related to the process plan sequencing. The data may be related to the geometric modeling, that is the CAD system. The feature extraction system. So the CAD systems are given to the CAPP system, and that CAPP systems are extracting the features, the machining features such as the threads, screw threads are to be manufactured. So all these features are to be extracted from the CAD system that is needed for generation of the process sequence, manufacturing process sequence. Then we need the GT code number, the numbering or the coding of the system, which is signifying its description, the product description, the part features with significant details. So in general, as we have seen that either polycode or the hybrid code type of systems are utilized to designate the various parts in the industry. So this GT code is also very essential to generate the CAPP system. Various characteristics of the generative computer-aided process planning systems are listed. The first characteristic is that there is no existing standard plans being utilized to generate a process plan in this methodology. These type of systems are able to generate process plans for both new and existing parts. So this process planning system is based upon the knowledge gained by having an expert system, and there is a decision making system. This system is nothing but a software. It will ask many questions to the end user, the process planner, and based upon the information given, based upon the CAD model which is given to the CAPP system, the process planning system will generate a new process plan, that is the generative process plan. So these kind of systems are very much useful for creating an entirely new plan for the fresh products or fresh parts which are entering into the part family, or they are defining the process planning route sheets for the existing parts as well. These plans are generated or developed based upon the decision logic and the formulae, the engineering analysis formulae. A lot of technological algorithms are needed. It also needed to have the geometry based data and the geometry based coding scheme as well. So with all these information, with all these characteristics, the generative based CAPP systems are utilizing. So let me summarize lecture 1 of week 12. In this lecture we have studied the meaning of group technology. We have seen the importance of group technology in the perspective of product life cycle. We have seen the need to go for the CAD-CAM integration and how to integrate the CAD and CAM, how to bridge the gap between CAD and CAM. So there is a philosophy of computer-aided process planning that we studied. There are various approaches for the CAPP. So these approaches are the variant approach and the generative approach. So these approaches we learned during this lecture. In the next lecture, that is lecture 2 of week 12, we will be studying the CNC machining centers. What are the constructional details of the CNC machining centers? What are the various axis configurations of CNC milling and CNC turning center? So there is an important concept or technology, that is interpolation, which is integral part of a CNC control unit. We will see the meaning of interpolation and how to carry out simple interpolation by using certain algorithms.